Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Krieger. Good guy to know. Co-host, no longer Coach Berg, and then no longer TD Tom, just Triple Threat Tom on and behind the camera SID.
We're all just losing titles left and right.
Yes, I'm retaining mine because I'm in charge.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just the voice of the Falcons.
That's
so
it.
As long as, I'm
Well, at least he
talking.
still has cool. I'm just back to the regular guy.
Yeah, good guy to know.
Yeah.
A good guy to know, though.
Yeah, but no more Coach
Thanks
Berg.
for filling in for me last week.
Sure. Oh, that was him.
It was righteous week of illness.
Yes.
We're still in medicine.
Yes. Well, it's that time of the year.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so. All right, speaking of that time of the year, there is no more TD Tom because football ended Saturday.
They did.
A heartbreaking loss to Georgia Military. Just like all season, just couldn't just muster enough points or point. Because I think we were just talking before, 10 points, 3 losses, total 10 points to the number 2 and currently number 5, 6
Number
team,
6 probably going to be number 5.
team in the country.
Right. 3 losses to those 2 teams.
Yeah.
10 points.
10 points. So a really nice comeback effort, down 35-14, going into the 4th, right? Mm-hmm. And had a chance of a long 49-yard field goal against the wind to win it, and just came up a little bit short. So fell by 2.
Hell of an exciting game, though, especially like that 4th quarter, the comeback. I mean, they dug themselves a little bit of a hole.
Right.
Obviously, it was at 35-14, but I left right around halftime, but watched it at home, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't have to, go home. But early morning fatherly duties, and I'm sitting there and I'm screaming, and it was just really, really exciting to see them come back, see the defense hold ground, and see that offense really it was just it was a hell of a
when you have
college
dynamic
football game.
guys like Carmelo that could just get him the ball in a little bit of open space and he could just outrun everybody.
3 catches, 175 yards.
Yeah, and it should have been 4 and 3 touchdowns because once again, for some reason, officiating never seems to want to rule anything in our favor
ever.
But that's taking nothing away from Georgia Military. They are a tremendous team and well deserving of their number 2 ranking and chance to host a first round playoff game.
Represents somewhat of the eastern part of the United States.
Exactly, and like us, they go and play wherever anybody wants to play them.
Right.
They're not afraid to go play wherever. Rob Manchester is the coach there and the AD at Georgia Military. Good relationship with Eric upstairs and certainly the coaching staff here. Like they've played us for years now, and that they're not afraid. Just like us, they'll go wherever they want to. So.
Mark Duda always says that I'll play whoever was willing to play us, but we have to find the games because there's teams that don't want to, and then logistically, it's really hard to go cross country all the time to play.
So as a common opponent and an East Coast team, even though they're many hours away, we'll be pulling for the Bulldogs to win their first round matchup and just get to watch them on ESPNU in a couple weeks.
I hope so.
Play for national championship. So, but congratulations to Coach Duda, the staff, all the fellas. It's a long season. They get here, in
August 1st, 2nd.
Yep, and then it's into November almost.
They're still here.
They're still here, and most of them don't get a chance to get home or anything like that and stuff too. So long seasons, early mornings, late nights, but well-deserved 7-3. Could have easily been 10-0, but
there's going to be disappointment. There's going to be what ifs. There's going to be this could have gone this way. That's what sports is. But I mean, 7-3 for the 4th year in a row.
Right.
That's a pretty good bottle of consistency. And again, the 3 losses this year were to 2 top-ranked teams that are going to be inside the top 5.
Yep.
Like that's as good as you can get it.
Right.
Right. And I'm sure we'll be nationally ranked when the final polls come out at the end of the year. Always a good thing, and just like we do, we'll rebuild. We'll wish our guys that are leaving the best, and we'll rebuild. But we'll keep an eye on where everyone's going and recruiting trails and stuff like that throughout.
Keep everybody updated
the year and stuff too.
In the next week or so, or 3 weeks. See that coaching, the rounds, like the carousel of coaches coming in to see some of our fellows. Be interested to see where some of our top guys get a chance to go. I think we got some studs.
Right, and hopefully some guys decide that they want to come back for another year.
Right.
Yeah.
One who may be our athlete of the week.
Gotcha.
So the vote is still out for athlete of the week.
Technically,
but I know you voted for.
I did. I voted for someone.
I voted for someone who I didn't email the SID about it, but I'm agreeing with you that it should be the same person. So we'll see who it's going to be.
That's why we get along.
Same page.
Yes, and stuff too. So we'll see how everyone else decides to vote. As Ferg's checking his
I think
phone.
Ferg's checking in real time.
Just to see if anything else came through.
Nothing else came in? All right, so.
I might put the pressure on my assistant coach, my former assistant coach, and see what
All right, so let's take a quick little break.
Yeah,
and
that
then,
sounds good.
We'll wipe our tears away, and we'll get ready for the second half of the show.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in the Falcons Corner. Take flight. We are back on the Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons.
Mike Rickert,
Thank you.
the good guy to know.
Dan Berg. And then Triple Threat Tom.
Triple threat and takedown. No, because he's takedown Tom too.
Takedown Tom too, yeah.
Yeah.
But we won't have
Triple
any
threat
wrestling for
takedown.
home for a little while yet.
Doesn't matter. They're still wrestling.
Still
No,
happening.
but we call him Triple Threat Tom because he's on the call for basketball.
Oh, yeah. He's also not going to be doing that stuff for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, like he wouldn't be Touchdown Tom if he didn't call
I just
the
thought it's because
games.
he talked football.
Well, yeah, because he talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
On the stream.
Yeah, and all that other stuff. And before he was life at Falcons, he was, talked
Oh,
football for people too.
Oh, I know he did. He used to talk with an old friend of mine. He would talk and do his production.
Yeah. See, so he's not.
And I used to listen to that stuff too.
He doesn't talk. He doesn't just
The
go.
plexiglass window?
I'm pretty sure he just doesn't go out and talk wrestling. Just
If
for
he
this-
does, it's not singlet wrestling here.
right.
We're talking the real stuff.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're talking about wrestling. Our wrestling dudes competed Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Down at Wilkes.
Matt Gashi-Brito went 2-0.
Okay.
So he got a couple wins.
Nice.
I think Aiden Salazar got a win too at 197, and then he competed at 285. But we had a couple, I think 3 wrestlers, a trio of wrestlers compete down at Wilkes. We're part of some exhibition matches there. So
Right.
again, just trying to get some guys some matches, trying to get some
Right.
guys a feel for what's going on. They'll be back in action on Saturday at the Electric City Duels, just up the street at the University of Scranton.
It's great to rekindle the relationship with the University of Scranton, where they will, if the temps allow. In the past, we just walked because it wasn't worth having to get a van. However, the rebuilding, handful of wrestlers, but some of the guys maybe who aren't competing right now, he'll want to go up so that they can
Just
see whether it's health issues and other things. So they'll definitely be there,
Yeah.
and they're going to go up the road, and
I think it's walkable weather this weekend.
it should be.
And it's a great event. They always do a great job up there. The various wrestling teams that they get to compete and be a part of it.
Yeah.
And it's usually just a fun, exciting
Yeah.
event to be a part of.
Yeah,
So.
so Electric City Duels.
All right, good. And then basketball, we just had Yoav walk by. That was Yoav, right?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. Very distinct walk.
My dear friend
we've seen.
Yoav Cohen.
Yeah.
I remember the men's basketball team. They were on the road up in Syracuse this weekend. Went 2-0.
Yeah, Onondaga tournament, something that we have never been a part of before.
Right.
Coach Fallon, they reached out to him last year. He was back and forth, wasn't sure if he wanted to do 2 tournaments or tip-off classics or whatever they're all calling them.
Right.
But yeah, back-to-back, definitely road warriors. Traveled up on Saturday. I think they played Jefferson.
Yes.
And, would they win by 16?
They won by 18. If they were up by as much as like 25 at one point, it got to as close as 8.
Yeah.
But they scored 94 points.
Yeah,
So 94-76.
and I said it's nice to finally score, huh?
Yeah.
And he said, baby steps. So that was the response. I said, congrats, baby steps.
Yeah.
And then they but went up and back, you know what I mean? So, he understands, trying to make the most out of what we have. So 24-hour window, went up, played, back home, back up on Sunday, and played the host, right?
Yeah, Onondaga 179-60.
Right.
So.
I flipped that stream on really fast on Sunday, saw that we had a lead, and I went back to watching
Well, right.
Good football, yeah. So, offense. But Evan Laborn-Bodie had quite a good weekend.
Yeah, big time, right?
He had 50 combined points in the 2 games, 60 altogether, including the game on the road at Monco. But he had 28 points in the win against Onondaga on Sunday, and then it was 22 he had. He was one of 4 different Falcons in double figures in the win over Jefferson. Yep. But he shot a lot. I won't say the percentage was great, but he got to the basket a lot. He had a couple 3-point shots, and he was a menace on defense. He had 9 steals in the 2 games.
Oh, wow.
So.
And like I used to say to a former basketball player that lives in he's not currently living in my house, but because he's away, but it resides with me, is sometimes missing shots is okay because it opens just things up for your teammates somehow, and then missed shots lead to offensive rebounds. So sometimes it's good even if you're not feeling it, just to shoot the ball a little bit, just to keep things moving, and it does give guys other chances and stuff too.
And then they're still feeling their way. So they're 5 games in, right?
Yeah.
We're 3-2, 4 scrimmages. It's a lot of basketball, but it's a really short period of time.
Yeah.
So and a lot of these guys, I don't know if many of them even knew each other, other than the handful of returners.
Right. Which was
and he was with 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like Stephen McCoy, Yoav, who didn't even play last year.
Right.
And Derek.
And then Derek, who didn't get a lot of time either.
Right.
Was a mid-year guy, right? Mm-hmm. So you're still feeling it out, but they really hit the gauntlet early on, and we have a full schedule of 30 games.
Yep.
And
they remind me a little
back
bit.
at it today.
That's right. On the road at Ulster.
Thank you.
Right here. Hopefully it's positive news.
but they remind me a little bit of the team from 2 years ago in that we'll see how it plays out.
Right.
But they seem to defend pretty good.
Yep.
For at least at the start here initially. And they're not a great shooting team, but they know how to. They're kind of still figuring out who they are.
Yep.
But they seem once they kind of get in that zone, they attack the basket, they get after it. I think that they'll be pretty good. It's early. They can still. They're missing that Amir Mack type player that's going to be presence. Like the main part of the offense.
Right.
But they got 2 kids, and Sean Smith and Evan, that they can rely on as guards. And if they can get maybe Noah McIntosh even more up and running, or even Tyreek Moy, who had a great game against Jefferson where he had 14 points and I think it was 16 rebounds or 11 rebounds, something like that, but 10 of them were offensive rebounds.
Right.
That's huge.
Like,
second chance points. Right?
Get someone on the inside that can do that.
And we're not big, but like I always said, rebounding is effort, right?
Yes.
So,
pin them back and then use your speed, like you said. The defense, scrappy.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's early. We still got some games to figure out. Of course, they're playing up after their game against Ulster. They've got 2 games this weekend where they'll really probably find out a lot about themselves with Niagara and Jamestown. Niagara's always very good, and Jamestown will usually be a pretty good challenge for them as well.
Yeah, right. So. And the women will also be joining them up there. Well, the women are also playing Tuesday, Ferg.
Yeah, they're at Montgomery, Maryland, Rockville campus. Return trip from last year.
Right.
When, women's games are tough to get, especially when you have a set schedule and then teams drop during the course of the season. That's kind of what happened to Montgomery early on. The coach had been reaching out. Not that we didn't want to play them, it just didn't line up.
Right.
We were supposed to be playing Ulster tonight with the men, and then found out about 3 or 4 weeks ago they actually weren't fielding a women's program this year. So they had the spot, send them on the road, and then they go to Niagara this weekend too. And this is probably, I think, like the 6th time total, obviously not consecutive because of COVID years, and 6th time total that we're going to be heading up to that event up there, and Coach Nate up there with Niagara does a really good job, and their whole staff does. They're kind of like us.
Yeah.
Like I've learned that through the last couple of years with events and hosting and stuff like
Except
that.
they got falls up there.
Yeah, so their hotel's great. I mean, whoever does the arrangements for them are great, but you see the falls basically from the hotel. It's great.
I'm trying to think where we could have falls.
I could go outside with
off of Interstate 81.
Yeah.
Remember when it gets all like icy on the side there, and the water
there you go.
I can go outside with a hose if it's warm enough, and we'll have falls next week.
All right.
And they're like multicolored because there's like who knows
they'll throw food coloring in them.
Who knows what's in the dirt over there?
Oh please! You know what? Stop, because it's bad enough I had to wear pants to work today because it was cold.
I know.
It's so cold this morning. Now we're talking about ice freezing on the side of the rock on 81. I'm not ready for
All
it.
Pants Tuesday. I have them on too.
I know. I had shorts on to start, and I took the dog
best
out.
dungarees on for now.
That's right.
We're going with sweatpants.
All right.
But I have shorts to change into later when it gets warmer.
But our next home game is the 21st.
Yes.
Park them. So
not many chances
doubleheader.
to see men's and women's this calendar year at.
Yeah. Master
At the
schedule
Union.
wasn't kind,
Yes.
and then they decided they all wanted to go this, and it kind of worked out.
Hey.
We owed trips.
We'll take the time off though too.
Well,
Yeah.
we owed trips, but then even conference-wise, Essex next Tuesday they're on the road,
Yep.
and then they're
Yeah.
like those conference schedule that's sent to you, and then you can kind of
That
finagle
just means
things.
one
but
thing.
we're home a lot January, February.
Yes.
It's not too bad though. I looked at the schedule. It's not. It's not too
It's
bad.
a really good schedule.
It's spread out.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
spread
you.
out a little bit.
Thank you.
So
We
it's
tried.
not. We're not too
Tried.
jammed up.
We tried.
But the problem is going to be if there's any weather,
Nope.
Wow.
then we'll start to get jammed up.
Yeah, we
Well,
were
you
blessed.
jinxed us. It's
We
going to
were-
be an absolutely miserable winter because
and we
everyone
were
wants
just
to see
blessed
those
with the
food-colored icicles.
We were blessed with an incredible fall.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So
really
we
were.
are in deep doo-doo.
Yes.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
All right.
Esports was competing in an event over the weekend.
Esports.
They went to rowing.
They have. They're pretty. I think they're getting towards the end of their regular season schedule, so
Right.
they're going to be getting ready for playoffs and all that. They were competing in a tournament. You're right.
Yeah, they went to Rowan College, and
I saw
think it
pictures.
was. Yeah, they went down, and it wasn't like, I think it was more of like an event day.
Yeah.
To be able to go and play some things. And
But like Bob's got them busy.
he does.
They're
He does.
constantly
They're going
doing
this
stuff.
weekend too to somewhere in Philadelphia.
Cool. Good.
So they're busy, but their NECC schedule starts playoffs I think soon. The
Okay.
NJCAAE I think starts in like 2 weeks or so with their playoff schedule. But I mean Rocket League is still
Yeah.
doing its thing. Rainbow Six still doing its
Cool.
thing, and everybody's competing and doing
We're
well.
still doing our thing.
We're doing it.
Here we are.
All right. Good.
I think that's it.
It's a good episode.
Beautiful episode.
Yeah.
It brings a tear to my eye. We're going to have to
Yeah.
figure out some logistics for 2 weeks because I'm not going to be here Monday or Tuesday, the week of Thanksgiving. I have to pick up
okay.
the firstborn.
Nice.
So we'll have to do
And
something.
we're not here on Wednesday.
No.
Figure it out. I have an
If
idea.
the Ironman streak could die.
No.
Yes, it could.
Don't
It
think
could.
like that.
It could.
Don't talk like that.
Well, you never know. We'll see.
All right.
All right. Tear. Could you put a tear down on the...
What is with this downer
We
ending?
just got
here?
really somber.
What
on a
what
bright
ter-
note, I'll be here next week.
All right, good. So will I.
All right. I won't be here the rest of the week after today, but I'll be here next week.
All right, where are you going?
No, somewhere good. Undisclosed location.
All right, good. I won't be, Ferg, I won't be here next week, or this week neither after today.
After today,
I'm bringing them with me.
I'm going undisclosed location.
parts unknown.
Yes. All right, we'll see you next week in the Falcons Corner. Take flight.